Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm the Gerbil, also known as Mr. Sutton in my design classrooms. Today, we're going to look at how to make a very simple stop motion animation GIF using Adobe Photoshop. Now, I'm using Adobe Photoshop Creative Cloud version 23, which is a couple years old, but the process has been the same for a number of years, which means you can probably use any modern or recent version all the way up to whatever the latest has. Now I've got this picture of Mario and we can see that I have two layers down here. The background layer, we actually don't want that, so I'm just going to get rid of it because I want to have a transparent background. Now this JPEG was sent to me with a solid white background. I want to remove that also, so making sure that the layer is selected, I'm just going to use my magic wand or quick select or any of the selection tools to quickly grab that background, and of course it's not going for me. There we go. We'll just switch to the magic wand, and I want to make sure it's a contiguous so that I don't get things I don't want. And we got a little bit too much extra here. I'm going to switch to the lasso, and I'm going to make sure that we don't include the hand. We want to include only the background. That looks pretty good. That looks pretty good. So now I'm just going to go ahead and hit erase. Now we're ready to start making our animation. So to do this, I'm going to use the puppet warp and I'm going to create a couple of different layers. I'm going to start by duplicating Mario by dragging him to this little plus symbol in our layers palette. Now once we're here, I'm going to go to edit. I'm going to choose Puppet Warp, and I'm going to put a bunch of anchored pins all around Mario so that we don't move any part of his body. And I just moved a little bit, but I don't want to move anything that's other than his arms here. So we're just going to start off with one in the hand and each side, maybe one at his elbow. And I'm going to start by moving these arms up just a little bit. And maybe we'll pull his shoulders up just a hair. Now we can see the other layer below it. That's a good thing. We're going to use that to help gauge the distance of each frame. So I press the check to commit that or return on Mac. I take this layer and I'm going to repeat this process. So this will take a moment. So I'm going to go ahead and do this a few times and then I'll speed it up. I'll see you in just a second. Okay, so we now have 5 layers and we can see the progression of Mario raising his arms up. So what we're going to do now is we're going to turn each of these layers into a different frame. To create the video timeline or the GIF timeline, and yes, some of you may say GIF, that's okay, we're going to go to the window menu, scroll down to timeline. That's going to open a timeline at the bottom of the screen. You can reposition it wherever you want. We want to make sure this option here says create frame animation, and then if not, just click the check mark and choose that option. Then we're going to press create frame. Now you'll notice it will create our first frame right there, but what we want to do is make an additional frame from each of our layers in the layer palette. So we go over to this little 3 drop down, the little menu over here with the 3 lines, and we go to make frames from layers. Once we do that, it will then show us that we have all 5 layers, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yay! There's Mario kind of flexing up his chest and raising his arms. Now right now, each of these are set to basically 0 seconds, so we want to select all of them. And there we go, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we want to change this to about 0.2 seconds. Now, depending how long you want to play this, you may want to play it once or loop it or forever or choose a custom, or I'm going to go with forever. And now I can hit play and we can see the animation. Yay! Now I want to make it not just jumping back down, but I'm going to loop it. So to do that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select layers 4, 3, 2. I'm going to copy them one at a time. and so that we are looping up and down. So we are in the base position, raising 2, 3, 4, maximum height, then back down, 4, 3, 2, and it will loop back in the beginning. And here we can see Mario raising and lowering his arms. Now to save this for a GIF, we want to go to the File menu. We choose to Export, Save for Web Legacy, and then here we're going to get a bunch of options. We want to make sure that we are saving this as a GIF. I'm going to go ahead and select the top, 128 dithered, and I'm going to just press Save. Here we can go ahead and give it a name. I'm just going to call it Mario. Oh, not Mario. And I'm going to press OK to save it to my desktop. And at that point, I can now open this file, and I can see it over here in preview, and it's able to present to us each of those. But if I were to open it in QuickTime or put it in another app such as iMovie or even Pages, we can see it in action. So here I'm going to throw Mario into a presentation. All right, and we can just hit play just to demonstrate our animation in process. Well, folks, that's the process. It's very straightforward, very easy. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give me a like and a thumbs up if this video was helpful, and I'll see you later in the next tutorial. Bye-bye.